No, you did not read this title incorrectly. Half-Life 3 is one of the most mysterious games of all time. It was one of the most highly anticipated games of all time, and it was 1,000% in development at Valve. But ever since the late 2000s, we've heard next to nothing. Valve has never definitely said the game has been canceled, but the updates completely stopped, and Half-Life lay dormant for years. Now, granted, things picked up again with the release of Half-Life Alyx, but the long-awaited third episode of Half-Life 2, commonly referred to as Half-Life 3, has remained in development limbo for more than a decade. Welcome to Video Game Leaks, everybody. Chaos here. Today, we have Half-Life 3 leaks again. No clickbait. I am dead serious. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have your notifications fully turned on so you do not miss an upload. We upload every day. The best leaks out there, right? Now, bunch of new concept art has actually surfaced from an unlikely source, but we'll talk about that. And I don't know what it says about Valve's plans for Half-Life, but it is interesting to look at. So the other day, a Valve employee reportedly bought some of the company's old concept art from a variety of games, including a canceled Half-Life game. Now, he didn't specify which game, but there aren't very many ways to take this than Half-Life 3 was canceled, and it's weird that it feels bittersweet to say those words, since pretty much everyone has already accepted the game is never coming. We all kid that Half-Life 3 is still going to finish production and come out in the near future, but in the back of our minds, we all pretty much figure it's not going to happen. But this concept art shows a number of characters in what are obviously their Half-Life 3 outfits, again, confirming that the game is probably not in production at the moment since it's concept art, and you can even see a Combine ship. Now, in addition to the Half-Life 3 images, the Valve employee also dropped images of what looked like Rust 2 in a never-released game called Stars of Blood. There are also some characters that look like they were cut from Left 4 Dead 2, or maybe they were for Left 4 Dead 3, I don't know. And finally, one image of something having to do with Data 2. So what do you guys think? What do you think about all of it? Personally, I think it's Valve's way of telling us that the game we thought would be Half-Life 3, unfortunately, has been officially trashed. Now think about it. Valve would never actually admit this cancellation after the game had been hyped for so long, right? If Half-Life 3 were to be canceled, or work had stopped, or development had completely restarted, that news would have broken quietly. Valve can't stay in the dark forever about one of the most infamous games of all time, but if they quietly start releasing the concept art via their employees, they leak it themselves, then the message gets across. Now, does this mean Half-Life 3 is never coming out? I'm not so sure. I mean, Half-Life 3 may have simply restarted development, or maybe the directors had a change of vision and redesigned some of the characters in question. I don't think this concept art leaking means Half-Life 3 is definitively canceled, but I do think it means whatever we were previously thinking would be Half-Life 3, that has been scrapped. If the game ever does come out in the future, it will be after a complete restart because the game formerly known as Half-Life 3, unfortunately, no longer exists. So my question I leave you guys with: do you think we will ever get the culmination of the trilogy? Do you think they will ever appease the fans and actually put out a Half-Life 3? That's the question. Let me know what you think. I'll see you soon.